Hey, what's up, guys? This is Ty from Master Kicks, and I got a little bit of time today, so I wanted to do this show real quick. So we're going to be talking about the Concord. Now, last week we all heard. Actually, let me share my screen real quick. Uh, Last week, Nike did a surprise release of the Concord, and that was, I guess, I don't know what day it was. So on my way back from work, I called Chris from Arch-USA, and I was like, "Yo, Chris, did you hear that Nike actually dropped the shoe?" He's like, "Yeah, I know about it." I mean, he knew about it. Like this thing spread like cancer, man. And then he then told me, "Look, you haven't written an inflation article on it. Inflation." I'm like, "Yeah, that's right. I haven't written an inflation article on it." So that's what led me to write on my website the other day. So basically, my whole thing was he told me that the 2018 was coming out in the 1995 box, which is the actual original box the Concord came in. If you see this picture here, that's from Eastbay. So this shoe is coming out in the 1995 box, just like the original. The only difference is the in the back, it's not 23, but it's 45. So I was like, yeah, you're right, man. You know what? Let me talk about the inflation. So I went and wrote an article on it, and that's what I wanted to share with you today. Like Nike's charging $220 for the shoes, and they are coming out in the original box. So is that fair? And that's what we're going to be talking about, right? So, and to understand that, we need to go back to 2011. Like in 2011, the Concord came out in this slide out box, right? The box was sturdy. It was really hard, like a good box, solid box. It came in a Concord colorway, which is white and black with a jumper on the side, the 23 on the box. And then it had all kind of accessories in it. The sleeve, this purple box with 11 on it. Then those shoe trees and two set of tissue paper. And it was pretty nice. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a good solid box. And the shoe was only like 160, 175, if I'm not mistaken, right? Now, the 2018 box doesn't have all that. So the thing is this, if they're going back to the 1995 Concord, that means they have to follow the inflation and the changes. So I went ahead and then calculated the inflation. So when I use the calculator here, the original price was $124.99. That's the original price of the Concord in 1995. So using the inflation calculator, I came up with $210. So that's without the tax. So you should be paying, if you live in Maryland, right about $220 for the shoes, right? $220 or two something like that. So you're paying about $9.62 more than you're supposed to pay. Basically, they're supposed to charge you $210 for the shoes now, based on inflation. So if you're paying $210, if you're supposed to pay $210 and they charge you $220, so you're paying a little bit extra. Now you would think like this $10 bump, that's just a $10 bump, and most people are like, you know what, I don't care, it's only $10, so it doesn't really matter to me. But the question is this: this is the box that this is coming in. That's the question. This box right here, and the problem with this box is this: I had this in 1995 pair of Concord that I bought from Japan. You cannot put anything on top of this box. It's gonna collapse. So the box is not sturdy. If you take this box, right, and if you look at this box, it's not sturdy. And guess what? It includes nothing else. It's just a tissue paper and the shoe. Now I know that people are getting caught up in the sentimental value of the Concord. Yeah, they're like, yeah, this reminds me of the 1995 and all this and all that, which is fine. I'm not against it. But the question is this: are you supposed to be paying $220 for a shoe that does not have all the accessories, and on top of it, it's costing $10 more? Now, if you don't believe me, look. If you go ahead and do the $10 times, like I said, a million pair were made, 1,600,000, and so Nike's basically making about $16 million bonus on this box alone. Now, I was talking to a friend of mine on LinkedIn, and this is what she had to say. She got the shoe from the sneakers app, and read what she says here. This is interesting. Now, she's been in this game for a long time. She said, I would have thought the box would have been doper and maybe a sneaker card. I mean, like, give me a story on the Concord. Either way, I welcome them home. She likes the shoes, but she would have liked something else with the shoes. Say, a retro card, a story on the Concord. Well, Nike included absolutely no perks in this box and it's costing you actually more. I mean, the 2011 edition at least had all these perks, and you paid 170, right? Now, based on inflation, you should be paying 210. And if that's the case, I mean, at least give me something. If you charging me like $10 more than the inflation, give me something with a box, like a retro card or something else. You see what I mean? And by the way, this shoe is massively produced, and I actually wrote about it. I'm gonna be talking about it maybe next time, but I wrote about it. There's a bunch of them, man. Like I went to, and you know, before I show you that, you know what? I wanted to point this out. Look, like I said, we need your help. I need your help because if you want me to produce this kind of content, you know, Chris and I are part of this network called the AHR Network, and a lot of the things that we write is basically based on our own resources. We use our own financial resources. We go out, we do a lot of the scouting, and it takes hours to kind of think through all these topics and write these things. And that takes away from our productivity. We still gotta, you know, bring some daily bread in the house, and we still need to supply our needs. So that takes away from our work. It's only he and I. So if you really want me to continue to do this kind of stuff, you know, I'll appreciate it if you can give me a little bit of a boost right here. What I'm asking for is a commitment of $1 a month. You know, $1 monthly or $2 monthly. Or if you don't want to do that, if you feel like donating any amount of money, I'll welcome it. You can go on my website and see it, but I want to get back to the topic at hand. So this is just between quotation marks. So let's go back to this. I wrote this a couple of days ago. Now, DTLR is doing a toy drive for a guaranteed ticket. And I went to the store, I was talking to them. Look, like I went to the Lake Forest Mall, which is next to my house. They're getting a whole gang of shoes in there, man. This Concord are not gonna be too hard to get. So my final thing is this, like the 220, it's a little too much. And if you're charging 220, you should be at least be getting more than just that flimsy box. I know the box carries with it a lot of like emotions and back, you know, like a lot of memories and everything. But at the same time, 220 and no other perks in it, it's not very fair for the consumer. All right, that's what I wanted to say today. Now, I'm gonna share the post about the toy drive maybe some other time today or tomorrow. But like I said, to keep running, we definitely need your help. And go in and check the website. You can click on that link and go on our website, howsokicks.com, and then let us know what you want us to talk about, because it takes a lot of time and energy and then strength and a lot of manpower. And it's only he and I run House of Kicks separately. He runs Arch-USA separately. So we'll appreciate your support on this. All right. Thanks for watching. This is Taib, and stay tuned for more stuff.